the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday to you, and welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast. We appreciate all of you that join us each and every day, wherever and whenever it is that you tune us in and make Auburn Blitz part of your daily Auburn athletic intake. Faith, good to see you here this morning. We're going to dive into a lot of different things. We're also going to be on location a little bit later on today. We're going to be in Alex City at JR Sports Bar and Grill, so come see us if you're up in the area. Really love JR's, been part of what I've done for a long time. You know that, Faith. And now that you're part of our group, JR's, you got to experience their food for the first time a few weeks ago and how really good it is and the cool environment. But we'll be there. We're looking forward to it at lunch today.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love their corn nuggets. Those were so good. They're like, I don't know, they're different than a lot of things that I feel like
They are good,
just
though.
here in Auburn, and they're so good. So I'm excited to go get those.
Yep. Faith, one thing about Faith, she's going to pick out something she likes at every place, and she's going to go get it. So
Every time.
So we'll definitely be eating some corn nuggets and some other things at JR's a little bit later on. So, but do come by and see us if you are in the Alex City area. Last time we were there, the whole place was packed. So probably will be the same way today at lunch as well. As always, we get things started here on the Auburn Blitz Podcast, talking about our great partners and none other starting out other than
Sensagreen. Sensagreen for air that's cool and clean. Call on Sensagreen. They are the carrier dealers for the state of Alabama, proud supporter of Auburn athletics and a proud supporter of the Auburn Blitz Podcast. With how hot it's getting and how humid it's been, your AC units are going to be just going. And that means that they're probably, maybe at some point, going to die and get old and decide not to work. So calling on Sensagreen, they're going to be able to save you thousands of dollars by just installing a carrier unit. And carrier units are very reliable. That's something that they also say. So very important.
Faith and I can spot a carrier unit from a mile away now.
Literally
driving down the road with a big pile of them on the back of a truck headed somewhere. All right. Scout Program Management, a full service construction management firm specializing in educational projects such as new school builds, renovations. Man, they're building. I just saw a little plug. They just broke the ground, had the pictures of the indoor facility for Smith Station coming up. I believe, I think that's going to be one of the big projects they've got that they're going to be overseeing. But they do so much for different schools and all. I'm pulling that up real quick. Lee County schools, definitely. Smith Station High School, new multi-sport open air structure with a turf surface. They got the rendering on there that you can see. Really, really cool project. But call on Scout Program Management. They can handle your project. Got a big school build going on here in Alexander City, brand new Benjamin Russell High School. It's about 85% complete now. They're in charge of that project. So call on them. They're located in Birmingham, Alabama. They will take you from the pre-construction phase all the way to the finished product.
Bunkers in Auburn. They have 27 different sports. I was saying yesterday about how frustrated I was the other day playing golf. And at Bunkers, guess what? If you're frustrated with golf, you can go and switch to any of the other sports that they have on those golf simulator bays. You don't have to just stick with golf. And that makes it so much more fun when everybody's having a lot of fun and one person isn't just frustrated the whole time or getting picked on. So Bunkers, not only do they have
on anybody.
Okay. Then they also have great food there. They've got 2 different bars. You're able to actually even rent out one of the rooms for a private event, whatever you want to do. I don't know, whatever kind of friends you've got that you want to host over there. Do a little tournament. I don't know. But we love Bunkers.
We do. Plenty of parking spots for everybody, 50 of them to be exact. So make sure you go check out Bunkers there in downtown Auburn on West Glen. All right. Faith, let's start with baseball. Baseball gets started today. It will be Cam Tilley. We were talking about that earlier in the week. Who would Butch Thompson go with? And really for the last several weeks, Cam Tilley's gotten the Friday night start. So not to break things up, to change things up. Coach Thompson going to ride with that, and that game's scheduled to be at 6 o'clock. Hopefully the rain and all won't be too much of a factor. I know there's a little bit of a chance today with rain. It rained all day yesterday. My God. I mean, I think we're all sick of the Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington type weather we've been having around here. But the game is scheduled to start at 6. Again, Auburn will open up with Central Connecticut State. They're 31-15 overall. A little bit of info on Cam Tilley, 3-3 record with an ERA of 5. He struck out 58 in 45 innings of work. He's only walked 28. So really, really good job by Cam Tilley, and gives Auburn a really, really good shot every time he goes out on the mound. So, again, it's all about pitching in the regionals. It looks like Central Connecticut State's going to run out Vincent Borges. I hope I said his name correctly. Vincent Borges, he's 10-2 on the season with a 4.22 ERA. So, again, when you get into regionals, everybody's good. Doesn't matter what the record is at this point. They run one guy out there. If he's in shutdown mode, it can be really tough.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. It's 3 out of the last 4 years that Auburn has hosted a regional, and I think it's great for the program and just the guys that have been there the past 3-4 years.
Yeah. I think when you look at an opening round opponent like this, and then Auburn expected to play a little bit longer than they did in the SEC tournament. I think you go in with that mindset. They didn't. So Christian Chatterton and Sam Dutton didn't get a chance to throw this past week.
Right.
So but they did throw. They came back to Auburn and had a simulated game on Saturday. So they were able to go out and throw a little bit to kind of keep them kind of in some type of routine. So it's not like they've had that much time off to kind of just keep a rhythm going. So, would expect, come out, take care of business at 6 o'clock tonight. And then if you're in that winner's bracket game on Saturday, you would play at 8 o'clock. If you happen to lose, you got to go at 2 on Saturday, and that would be an elimination game. So let's stay away from that. But Auburn, Central Connecticut State will be on ESPN Plus. And again, that game will be first pitch around 6 o'clock, weather permitting, everything goes well. NC State, Stetson, that'll be a great baseball game for everybody in the Auburn area. If you're not, a lot of times that first game, when it doesn't involve the home team, it will be a little bit of a sparse crowd. Go out.
And it'll be more enjoyable for the Auburn family, so they're not too worried about it.
You got a dog in the fight. So you got NC State, Stetson, and Stetson, Faith, what is their record at right now? They're pretty good. 40-20. I just looked it up. Just had it in front of me. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. 40-20.
40-20. Yeah. What was I going to say about that?
That's pretty good.
No, it was before you. It was before you asked me that. I don't even know. That's when the weather is supposed to be really bad for that 1 o'clock game.
It is.
Yeah.
Could push everything behind.
Yeah. I was looking at that, and of course, it's just supposed to be cloudy up until 12, and then it's going to get.
Of course, it's baseball. It's regional.
Right.
Might as well just come a monsoon. You can't ever catch a break when it comes to tournament play. So Auburn could be playing well on into the night. Little plug for my son Braden. I bet he's glad he's not part of the field crew this year, because for those guys, man, on tournaments and when it's raining and stuff, it is long days. They put a lot of work in, and they may be there to the wee hours of the morning sometimes the next day working on stuff. So anyway, glad Auburn's hosting the regional, and cart before the horse right here. If they were to finish off and win the regional this weekend, they would host the winner out of that Conway regional over in Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina 48-11, the 13 seed nationally. Florida is in that regional. A lot of people picking Florida to come out of that regional. Guess what? Good Lord, we'd have to face them again in another championship style environment. We've seen enough of them in other sports.
Yeah, sick of seeing them, sick of them just winning, beating us.
They've had our number.
Yeah.
All right, so that's baseball. Again, I don't know, is it a hard sellout now? I know there was a few general admission tickets left, but not a ton. All right,
Yeah.
let's shift. Do what? I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I don't know if it's fully sold out yet. I haven't seen anything yet on it, but
I hadn't either. I said maybe a handful of general admission left.
yeah.
All right, never too early to talk about football, right? We never not talk about football on this podcast. Got the start time for the first 3 Auburn games. And that Friday night kickoff against Baylor will be at 7 o'clock on Fox. So
yeah, I'm glad that it's. I mean, it wasn't going to be like an 11 a.m. game.
Not on Friday, yeah. It
Friday, but it is exciting. It will be. I mean, it's the first.
Still going to be hot.
Yeah, first game of the year. Excited, away game. But yeah, I mean, then the next week with Ball State, 6:30.
That'll be nice.
It'll be nice. It'll probably hopefully cool down a little bit later.
But every time you go under the lights, anytime under the lights at Jordan Hare is fun.
Yeah, always. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
The next week, though, Saturday, September 13th, South Alabama, 11:45 in the morning.
I think I just broke out in a sweat looking at the time.
I should probably not say morning. I feel like people might get offended from that, but 11:45 in the early afternoon.
Yeah, that's morning. You're still ahead of. You're still before noon. It's morning.
Okay,
it's going to be hot.
And that is homecoming too, so that's going to be a long, busy day.
It is going to be, and a little bit more information about the rest of the schedule. Auburn will learn about the TV windows that they had. Remember that last year, the early, afternoon, night, or flex. About the SEC games next month. So we'll find out how that works out. And then I know you and I'll be looking at, along with everybody that's covering Auburn, how those Oklahoma and Texas A&M start times will be. We're already going to be flying out in the wee hours of the morning trying to get there. It's going to be hopefully later kickoffs, we hope.
One could only hope, because
if not, we're going to be rapidly making our way to the stadium.
Get there with 2 black eyes, just
just get there however you can get there. So, but that's a little breaking news from yesterday that came out. The first 3 games, people know what to do now. So Friday night around here is normally a high school night. So Friday night, lights for everybody. High school be kicking off at 7 on Friday, and Auburn will be kicking off at 7 on Friday. Thankfully, the high school game that you and I are covering got moved to Thursday night. Just worked out.
It worked out so perfectly.
Don't know how that worked out. I don't know who had a hand in that.
We got lucky.
Just got lucky, you know. A few phone calls can kind of help your luck. So,
there you go.
All right. Some partners of ours here on the program, which makes this possible for everybody.
Sure Shot, right up 280. They've got all the firearm apparel, hunting needs that you need. They sell and trade new and used firearms. They've got great deals that are going on all the time, going up to Sure Shot, hopefully here soon during the summer, so that I'll be able to do a handgun course up there with Scott. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be with my mom doing that, because if you're going to get a firearm or need to have one just for any sort of reason, you want to know how to use it. You want to make sure that you know the right times to use it, how to use it properly, make sure you aren't putting anybody else in harm's way or yourself. So Sure Shot is they've got those classes for you where you can learn literally all about it. So call on them at 256-329-0080.
Absolutely. And love Sure Shot and everything they do.
Oliver Ross, they are certified and licensed bartenders. They've got your party of 20, private party of 20, all the way up to a convention or wedding of 20,000 people covered, because they're going to be able to just focus on all the drinks. They're going to be able to deal with, under pressure, able to get everything out to y'all while you're focusing on the entertainment side. You don't need to even worry about, oh no, are we out of this drink? Are we out of this, and this? Because they've got it all covered. You just have to focus on keeping everybody at your function.
You got that right. You got to be networking.
There
You got to
you
be
go.
out talking. Can't be back here fixing drinks. Let the professionals do it. So, okay, OVs are here. Second round. Last weekend was Memorial Day weekend, Faith. So we didn't have anybody to talk about, but we've been talking about a lot of these guys this week. Jira Edwards, I'll start there. St. Francis Academy, the number 3 safety in the country. Again, the little pipeline Auburn's got from St. Francis Academy in Baltimore, Maryland, hopefully will continue that. There's a lot of speculation. When you look at Jira Edwards, he was at Georgia back in April, and then making this visit this weekend, and then he'll be headed to Alabama next weekend, then Texas A&M, and then ending with Oregon on June 19th. And again, you got some thinking that Georgia's the leader. You got some thinking that Oregon is the leader. It's hard to tell. And then you always look at that school that's got the last visit. Sometimes tends to make people put in a projection for that school because it's the last one. And so we'll see how it plays out. But Auburn really, again, with a connection there to that school, likes their chances. They'll come in and be sold by DJ Durkin and this defensive staff. And when you look at what Auburn's got in the secondary right now, Faith, it's hard not to like what you see, especially with some of the young guys that are going to be coming up. So I know that he will probably be hanging out with Anquan Fagans and some of those guys on this trip. But Auburn right now, I know they're young in some spots back there. We're going to be able to put one of the better secondaries in the country out there, we feel. So they're going to put the dog and pony show on for Jira Edwards for sure.
Yeah, somebody else that we keep talking about, it feels like, just with everything going on, is Landon Duckworth. And, we've said it for I don't even know how long, especially after he and Travis Burgess was supposed to be coming together at the same time. And with Travis committing to UNC, now it's just Landon. And really, you want to have a quarterback in this class. And when we were talking about it yesterday, he's being pursued by Ole Miss, South Carolina, Florida State, Auburn, and Auburn's going to really have to impress him this weekend. It's, again, without any other quarterback coming in, the rest of the OVs.
Right.
Auburn's going to have to just really, really show him what kind of quarterback situation we've grown from and the growth that has happened from there. Because he's a dual threat quarterback, and he's got a great arm. He's good on his feet. When we watched him last year, we all were sitting there just, oh my God.
Oh yeah, man. He's a talent, man. There's no question about it. But again, the thing that concerns me is he's the only OV quarterback that we've got. And, reading the things and looking on 24/7 like we do, and we talk to Jason and Christian, for a while it has seemed like maybe it was a 2-horse race between Ole Miss and South Carolina. Now, how much can Auburn really jump in there and say, hey, you're our guy now. You are the
Right.
priority for us in this class at quarterback. And they're going to have the opportunity to do that this weekend. And again, anytime you can get an in-state guy to stay at home, I think that's just a little bit extra value, especially one as talented as Landon Duckworth. And, anything can happen, but it's going to take a small miracle for somebody to beat them this year. And, that would be 2 state championships in a row for Jackson. They just have a ton. Now, again, things can happen along the way, injuries and, you can play bad one night at the wrong time and lose a key game or whatever. But it's really going to have to be them helping somebody. They're just really talented at Jackson. And again, is it devastating not to sign a quarterback in a class? Not really. But with the situation of college football now, Faith, you got 3 brand newbies in there right now. What if all 3 of them are gone at the end of the year? What if Jackson Arnold just tears it up and goes to NFL? What if, Deuce Knight decides he wants to do something? I mean, I'm just throwing a hypothetical out there because anything can exist now.
Right.
I mean, you're going to go into it going, oh, where's our quarterback? We ain't got one. So I don't like going an entire year without signing one guy. Now, I've also heard people say, well, it's not the end of the world. Then go out there and target you a major 5-star next year. Maybe go get get in the game with the money or whatever for one of the top 2 or 3 next year. I mean, that's fine, but you're still going to have to go get somebody in the portal in the meantime. I mean, you can't have an empty quarterback room if that were to happen.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just the way college football is now and how everybody left last year. And we've got 3 new guys. Who knows how it's going to go? And after who's playing and who's not, of who might leave. I think you're right.
We hadn't talked a lot about linebackers, but, and when you look at linebackers, again, this school stands out. When you talk about Grayson, it's a football factory, and you look at Anthony Davis Jr. and you look at the schools on the top of his list. I mean, he's got 3 that he's going to go visit: Auburn, Ole Miss, and Alabama. Now, could he end up somewhere else? Possibly, but coming in this weekend, Coach Durkin is the lead recruiter for him. Again, a priority position. You want to continue to build depth, and Auburn's done a really good job the last couple of years going out and getting some really highly touted linebackers. 6'2", 200 pounds, one of the top in the country at his position. I think he's in the composites in the top 25 in the country as far as linebackers are concerned. So that's one to watch. We haven't talked about him very much, Faith, but that is definitely one that you want to keep your eyes on. Just a few stats from him last year. He had 105 tackles. So just a very active player, very athletic, and one that I'll definitely be watching what kind of impression Auburn can put on him this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, next, one that we have talked about a bunch on here, and you've sat down personally with, is Jaquez Wilkes. I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but if there were to be, now everybody don't hold me to this, if there were to be somebody that could commit this weekend, could it be Jaquez?
I don't know. I mean,
I know he's got to make some. I know he's going to take some other visits. I get it. I mean, everybody needs to go.
I don't know. I think that's a lot. I think that's a big statement, saying that he would be the one to commit this weekend. When we talked to him, I mean, he said that he was basically kind of really set on doing it late July, August, somewhere around there.
The first week of July is going to be massively busy, right?
Right. But he's not doing it the first week of July.
Yep.
I don't know. I think saying he's gonna be the one to do it this weekend is I'll eat my words if he does, but I don't see that happening personally.
Yeah, and so I just threw it out there. I didn't say he was going to. I just said, could he be the one if somebody committed this weekend? Could it be him? And again, I know he's going to take visits, and I look. I was there for the interview. I saw it up close and personal, and I heard what he said. But could Auburn make a massive impression on him? Could he be a guy with really being right up the road at Wadley? Could something when he gets at that visit? I mean, we see people do that from time to time. They get there, they get, man, this is awesome, and I can't see myself anywhere else. I'm not saying he's going to, but I'm saying, could he be somebody to watch this weekend that could maybe be a surprise commitment? I'm going to say there's a possibility. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I don't know.
So we'll see. One more that we'll talk about, Hezekiah Harris, again, another edge rusher, been committed to Auburn for a while now, actually been committed since July of last year when you look at it. And the number 8 player in the state, we got to get up there at some point. Faith,
Yeah.
And talk to him, and got to make a trip to Huntsville. So definitely do a duo trip. We'll have an on-the-road show when we head up that way.
Yeah.
But again, been committed to Auburn for a while, but going to take some more visits. Going to be visiting Florida next weekend, and then we'll be visiting Tennessee after that. And got about 28 offers on the table. I mean, most of these guys have 25 plus offers, and but this is a guy that's been committed to Auburn for a long time. It's been a big part of this class for Auburn. Want to really sell it. Really want to make this thing a hard yes for him after he leaves.
Yeah, it's the first one out of his 3 that he's going to be taking. And you want it to stand out, especially when he's going to the other ones and he's been committed for so long. So
100%. 100%. So there's some, again, go follow our friends at 24/7, Jason and Christian. By the way, Jason will be on with us Monday. Talked to him yesterday. He will be with us on Monday morning. I will be from far away, but we'll all look like we're together. That's the beauty of the podcast. So I'm looking forward to hearing what Jason will have as a recap from this weekend. Obviously, baseball, he'll be able to give a recap there. Hopefully, he's talking about Auburn winning the region and getting ready to host a super regional. That's hopefully on tap on Monday as well. A couple more partners here on our program, Faith. We couldn't do our show each and every day without them. Old Number One Customs.
Old Number One Customs. Don't DIY it for 2 years. Get it done in 2 weeks with the professionals in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's all it takes for them to transform your kitchen, your bathroom. You said that they also do what, outside?
Oh, yeah. They do like patios and decks and
Yeah.
outdoor kitchen areas and sitting areas and stuff. Man, go check their website out.
Like, come on, 2 weeks? That's crazy. And I mean, they can do any customized thing that you want them to do, any of your visions that you've got. They're awesome over there. We love partnering with them. Brett will be a testament of their product.
I might even have to do a quick tour when they get the bathroom finished.
Yeah.
Do a quick video tour for everybody. That'll be a pretty good promotion. Call them. Don't just listen to what we say. Call them 334-752-6162, and a number even easier than that one,
844-JFA Blue. So easy to remember. If you want a home Atlas water filter duo so that you don't have to have your Brita filter connected to your shower, or I hope you're not doing that in the first place, but you also don't want to use a Brita to fill up every single time you use it, or somebody in your household doesn't fill it up. So you'll have to do it, and then you have to wait, and then it's not cold. Sounds like a big problem that JFA Blue Plumbing would be able to fix for you. They've got, a They've got a good price. What is it? 10,
No, it's
15.99?
$15.99. It's $15.99.
$15.99. You can't put a price on health? Come on.
No. Your medical bill is going to be way more than that when you
I
drink
can
nasty
promise
water.
you that.
So call on JFA Blue. Again, can't thank them enough. Just great partners. Glad to be partnered with all them. All right, the future of the SEC, Faith. Greg Sankey's not really holding back. He's pretty much saying, look, we're driving the bus. Everybody can get on or get off and go do your own thing. When you have the money, when you have the power the SEC and the Big Ten have, they're going to dictate what this thing looks like. Right now, there's no leadership anywhere. So you're looking toward the commissioners of the SEC and the Big Ten. And you might say, well, what about the Big 12 and the ACC? It doesn't matter, man. They might listen to them, but that's about all it's going to be. The SEC and the Big Ten are going to do what's best for their conferences. They are the ones that make all the money. They are the ones that have all the power. And so they're going to do what's in the best interest of, again, we're glad because that's where we are. That's where our team presides. So we want them to kind of drive the bus there. So just kind of been the feel out of Destin this week down in Greg Sankey's not trying to apologize for anything. He's like, look, we're trying to figure all this out. And as we figure this out, we're going to do what's best for our conference. And that's what he gets paid to do.
I don't think there's anything he needs to be ashamed of if he's doing what's going to be best in the long run for this conference. That's who he works for. That's all he cares about.
The future of the SEC, though, what does it look like? Could we see an SEC outside of the NCAA? I think so. We talked about it yesterday. Could the Big Ten and the SEC go, this is what we're going to do, guys. You can either get on board or not. And then the ACC and the Big 12 are not going to have any choice but to follow suit.
Right.
And not that they need any help being the most powerful, but this just pretty much puts the nail in the coffin that the SEC and the Big 10 run college athletics. And look, people can say it's fair, unfair, whatever. And, people go, we're tired of the SEC. The SEC fatigue. We're worn out. It's not really, because the SEC just dominates in every sport. I mean, look at baseball. Mm-hmm. What do they got? 13 teams.
Yeah.
In basketball had 14 teams in. That's unheard of.
Right.
Softball, what they have? 5 of the last 6.
I think.
What they have? 4 or 5 of the last 8.
I thought they had 5, but
they may have 5. Yeah, I think so. I mean,
yeah.
Football is no different. I mean, why wouldn't the SEC get 4 teams in? Why wouldn't the Big Ten probably get 4 teams in of a 12 or 16 team playoff?
Right.
They're playing the hardest schedule. You should get credit. An 8-4 team in SEC, and people can say, well, they match them up in the bowl games and against other conferences. I mean, but we all know they don't mean anything anymore. Going to that bowl game when nothing's to play for other than a vacation, well, they're already doing the fun stuff. They're already at Disney World. They're already at whatever, having eating competitions and doing all that stuff. The game's kind of a formality at that point.
And everyone opts out. Nobody plays.
Nobody plays anymore. I mean, that's why Florida State got the crap beat out of them by Georgia a few years ago. I mean, the whole team quit, basically. So bowl games have been rendered useless. So now it's playoff or bust. We did that earlier in the week. But the SEC is going to do whatever they got to do to get as many SEC teams in that playoff. And that's what people want to see. People want to see the best of the best. They would have much rather, as much as it pains me to say this, would have much rather seen a 9-3 Ole Miss team, or maybe one day a 9-3 Auburn team in the playoffs versus a 11-1 Indiana team. Nobody gives a crap.
Yep.
And
literally at all.
I mean, SMU, can they build themselves up? Do they have the money? Yeah, they can. But right now, I mean, they lost to Clemson, and South Carolina beat the crap out of Clemson. I mean, nobody wants to see those teams. I know people love the parity and all that kind of SEC people don't love the parity because we get screwed when we have to play a hard schedule.
And everyone with the cupcake schedules get in
and you get to play a schedule like Indiana and you get to go to the playoffs. It's not fair. I know Auburn wouldn't have made it this year, but Alabama or Ole Miss probably would have. Maybe even South Carolina. And would have been a lot better game, by the way. Let me just say that. Would have been a lot better game.
Would have been a lot more entertaining.
100%. So if you wanted to ask Notre Dame who they would have rather played, would they have rather played Indiana or Ole Miss or Alabama? They picking Indiana all day.
Right.
Indiana all day.
Right.
So that's it in a nutshell. We'll have more Monday about that on the podcast, whatever, when SEC meetings finally wrap up today.
Yeah.
And maybe some comments from some of the coaches will go around. You and I may even talk about that here in just a little bit when we go to JR. So we're heading to JR's. Yeah. Join us for our lunchtime show on location. We'll get things started online somewhere around 11:30, 11:45.
Yeah.
And then the TV show will start at noon and we'll go probably to 1:30 afterward. Again, come join us. Don't just watch us on YouTube or Facebook or TV. Come join us at JR's if you're up in the Alex City area.
T-shirt.
Absolutely. Get a T-shirt. We'll have T-shirts with us. We get all types of requests. Even Faith will answer them now that she's back active on Facebook. So
I am.
So we'll get some more hats ordered and stuff. Got to do that anyway. But all right, it's going to wrap it up for us here on the Auburn Blitz podcast here on this Friday morning. Again, if you've commented, we appreciate it. We're not ignoring you. Again, this is another recorded podcast because we're heading over to JR's here in just a few minutes. And so you come say hi to us there. But we hope all of you, of course, heading into Friday, has the
best day ever
and a big old
War Eagle.